way that America has responded when they understand the legitimacy of one pandemic. So it's time for us to understand the legitimacy of another one, and that is racism, because COVID-19 is killing us, but racism has been killing us a lot longer.
And my sister was murdered.
They killed Ramani.
Mohammed Ba was my son.
When it comes out to those guys, we targets, man. We're targets.
Black people are being tormented.
My black is crying.
But you know why I fight? I fight because of them.
My black is liberation. My black is human.
It's clear by now that a global movement has taken hold of the world following the deaths of George Floyd at the hands of law enforcement.
Across 4 continents.
Protests continue over the death of a black man.
Since the killing of George Floyd in police custody.
But before there was George Floyd, there was Breonna Taylor. When was the first time you heard Breonna Taylor's name?
I'll be honest, was not much further than when I heard George Floyd's name.
When I heard that George Floyd was killed.
It was after Floyd.
Maybe 2 weeks ago?
A 26-year-old frontline worker. She was killed on March 13th, over 2 months before George Floyd, in a no-knock police raid at her house.
911, Operator Harris, where's your emergency?
I don't know what's happening. Somebody kicked in the door and shot my girlfriend. Hell, oh my God, help me out of this.
It brings to light a bigger issue, the invisibility of black women when it comes to police violence.
Breonna Taylor's murder, right, and that's what we're gonna call it, right? When you go into someone's home unannounced and you slaughter them while they're sleeping, right, and occupying the space that they think they should be the most safe, that is a slaughter and that is a murder.
I didn't see like any major news coverage. Really, honestly, the main reason is because she's a black woman. You know, they have the saying, the most disrespected woman in America is a black woman. And when it comes to us, it's like nobody's fighting for us. Nobody's fighting for us. Even with Sandra Bland, like nothing. It's like nothing gets done at all.
It was nothing.
Nothing is done. Nothing is ever done.
It was just died down, and then we waited again for it to happen again.
So many times I've witnessed a shooting like this happening to a black man. Let's say the same thing happens to a black woman. You're not going to hear much about the black woman until the name of the black man is brought to light.
The frustrating commonalities in a lot of protests is that they're often inspired by the death of men at the expense of the recognition of the ways that women are victims of state violence as well. Breonna Taylor was besieged in her own home, and so when these incidents happen in more private spaces, there isn't someone recording. Police violence doesn't always mean end of life. It's brutality, it's sexual violence in places where there are no witnesses.
If you go back in history and you see a lot of the pictures with regards to abuse and slavery, they're always showing you black men. They're strung up, they show you black men hanging, they never show you a black woman hanging. So I think embedded in us is this idea that when it comes to injustices, it's a greater injustice is done to men than women.
It is a much more captivating narrative to hear about a black man who has been murdered, who has been burned. Regis Korchinski Package, she was a black woman, 29 years old, murdered in Toronto, thrown off of her balcony when she called the police for help. No one has heard about her story whatsoever. It happened in the same week as George Floyd's murder.
Black women carried a nation, carried a soul,
Speak on it.
carried a spirit of this country. That time is up to talk about oppression and not include the black woman.
Yep.
Not only black women, but black trans people, black queer people. This movement is for all of them. It's not just for black, cis, hetero lives. This is for all of us.
Black life! Black life!
We make it known that it's black women that are driving this movement, and you will censor our voices, and you will censor our narratives and policy. Otherwise, no justice, no peace.
I'm a black girl who rocks, and my life sure does matter.
You need to listen to the black women of the past, the present, and the black women who are looking towards the future.